Pompey Sound. Updates, the latest from Fratton Park, on the hour, every hour. Fueled by Piglet's Pantry. Click pigletspantry.co.uk to get your fill.
Wednesday's friendly opponents are Farnborough, a comparatively young football club formed in 1967. They started in the Surrey Senior League, moved up to the Spartan League, and 13 consecutive league titles, following their move to Cherrywood Road. Farnborough moved up to Division 2 of the Athenian League in 1976, winning that division at their first attempt, and was subsequently accepted into Division 2 of the Isthmian League in 2011-12. They were deducted 5 points after submitting misleading financial information to the Football Conference, and had 10 points deducted the following season after going into administration again. Last season they finished 10th of 24 in the National League South.
By far and away the most colourful character connected to Farnborough, who I'd never heard of. You possibly know him and know of him. I didn't, and I've only just found out, and so my gob is still warmly smacked by what I've read. If you don't know any of this, hold on to your hat. Farnborough's manager, that's head coach, not owner, chairman, no, manager, the guy who calls the shots on the pitch, is called Spencer Day. He was known as Spencer Day since 1998. He is also an asset fund manager and property developer, and he is currently the manager of Farnborough FC. Listen to this. He first came to recognition, this is Wikipedia reporting what is reported elsewhere. He first came to recognition as a teenager in 1989 when he saved Aldershot Football Club from closure with a £200,000 signed affidavit. However, he remained on the club's board as director for just 3 months. In 1994, this chap, who was then called Trethui, Spencer Trethui, was convicted of breaching the Companies Act by running up bills when his airline company was suspended from trading, and he was sentenced to 25 months in prison. This was reduced due to some successful appeals to 11 months. In 2007, Trethui changed his name to Spencer Day, taking his mother's name. He became owner and manager of Chertsey Town. Since 2011, he's been manager of Farnborough. In 2013, the club entered administration with debts of around £2 million, with Day being owed around £1 million himself from loans to the club. Outside of the world of football, Day is reported by the non-league paper to have built a substantial company finance investment business holding, a managing director of HH Finance over the last 15 years, which specialises in residential and commercial holdings worldwide. HH owns significant waterfront holdings in Kingston upon Thames, according to the Land Registry. Day is known to own at least 2 super yachts, helicopters, plural, helicopters, super yachts, helicopters, and homes throughout the world. One of his main residences was featured in the Sunday Times Beyond the Brochure article in 2009 and is listed as being worth £12 million. Day was listed as a creditor of the Connaught Income Series Fund and Operation Partner Tuita in 2012, which entered liquidation. This is a seriously colourful individual who is going to be running things on Wednesday night against Pompey from their dugout because he's Farnborough's head coach. Is there anybody in English football who can come close to that? I know there are a few dodgepots around, and I'm not saying he's a dodgepot, although 11 months in prison for financial irregularities, clubs going into administration, owing him money. He's colourful, okay? He's a character. I can't wait to see his post-match interviews. Spencer Day.
Regan Poole on new boy Adrian SEGECIC. He's looking really good. Adrian's come in and looked really sharp, really strong. He looks like he'll be a really good addition, and I think everyone could see that at Woking. He looks like a really good addition to the group, and it looks like he'll add something a little bit different. He looks really sharp and, as you could see against Woking, he gets his shots away. Adrian looks to score goals, attack, threaten, and he looks a really good addition to the group. I think he's championship ready, though it's hard to say because it's so early on and this is a league he's never played in. But it looks like he's got all the tools needed to play in the league. He just needs to show it in the first game of the season. I think that's a really good challenge for him, but from what I've seen so far, I think he can do it. Poole added, "It's about building into that first game and getting minutes into the legs. You can't mimic a game in training, so this is the first one ticked off, and it's a good one. We got a lot of things out of that game that we needed, a lot of playing out from the back and patterns. We go again against Farnborough now, and it's just building on it now."
Yeah, you can sense the momentum that is beginning to build up in the Pompey camp amongst the squad and the management team. They're making careful additions to the squad. They've made some space with loan players going back to their parent clubs and a couple of players leaving. So there's space to fill still in the squad, but they are timing it, they think, about right. And it may be that we go into the first game of the season still slightly undermanned because the final deals, possibly loan deals, that will be waiting to be done are being delayed by reasons beyond Pompey's control. So we mustn't panic about that. Certainly, the addition of Swift and SEGECIC looks like a real five-star improvement on the quality of the squad, the championship level, top half championship level of the squad is seeking next season is easily matched by those two players, by the sound of it. Still haven't seen SEGECIC in the flesh yet. Many of us haven't anyway. And we rack our brains to try and remember what sort of performances Swift put in against us for West Brom, but we know from everything that's being said that we've got ourselves a dyed-in-the-wool solid top half championship player, or at least a player with the potential to play at the top half of the championship. As for SEGECIC, sounds like a mighty good prospect, and we like the fact, don't we, that last season I think he scored 13 goals in the A-League in Australia and only 1 assist. I'm not going to use the G word, greedy. But we like players to hit the back of the net, don't we? And, as Regan Poole pointed out, get their shots away.
The Star and Express are reporting this. "He's a leader. Pompey boss's comments on former West Brom midfielder will raise eyebrows." West Brom fans weren't exactly heartbroken when John Swift left the club this summer after his 3-year stint at the Hawthorns. While Swift showed flashes of brilliance after arriving on a free from Reading, he never quite lived up to expectations during his time with the Baggies. When his contract expired this summer, Swift found himself linked with several clubs, including some Saudi Arabian sides, Stoke City, and Derby County. But it was Portsmouth who ultimately landed his signature, bringing the midfielder back to his hometown club, where he spent time as a youth player. Swift's unveiling at Pompey on Friday, after keeping fit with the PFA over the summer, sparked plenty of discussion among Albion supporters. And some recent comments from his new manager might leave West Brom fans scratching their heads. While Swift's technical ability was never in question at the Hawthorns, many supporters took issue with his attitude and leadership on the pitch. That's why Pompey boss John MOUSINHO's assessment of Swift might surprise a few Baggies fans. "John is a player with bags of championship experience and is a real leader, both on and off the pitch," MOUSINHO said. "He possesses all the qualities we were looking for in a midfielder, as the club looked to build on what was a positive first campaign back at this level. We're delighted to add John to the squad relatively early in pre-season, and I'm really looking forward to working with him as we build up to our first competitive fixture next month."
It's a little bit ambiguous, isn't it, this piece about the supporters at West Brom scratching their heads and raising their eyebrows on hearing that John MOUSINHO says that he's a natural-born leader and so on and so forth. Pompey fans seem to be rubbing their hands with glee at the prospect of seeing him in a blue shirt for the first time in, is it 18 years? He would have worn a Pompey shirt as a junior. And Pompey fans are very happy also if West Brom fans are a bit miffed that it seems as though we're going to perhaps manage to get the very best out of him, which apparently they didn't manage to do at West Brom, or he himself somehow chose to fall short of expectations. So, all in all, I think what we can read into that piece is that West Brom fans will be rather envious if he starts turning in 5-star performances. Let's hope he does, and the suspicion is very much that he will.